And it's going to be intercepted by Greer. Greer bringing it back 15, down to the 10. He'll drive into the end zone for the score. Throws, and it's going to be intercepted again in midfield. This is Greer with his second of the night. Throws it near sideline, and this is going to be a touchdown. Jabari Greer, and that just might be your kill shot. He throws over the middle, picked off. Jabari Greer gets into the act.
I want one of those. I'd like one of those made of me, seeming like I'm a rock star. We have a special guest at the desk today. He's currently a free agent, 10-year vet. He also won a Super Bowl ring with the Saints back in 2010. I think you guys remember that. We welcome to the desk Jabari Greer. Thank you so much for being here.
So glad to be. Those
welcome
were
to the show,
awesome highlights, man.
You look like a rock star.
Who was that guy?
Yeah. Stephen A., he said he missed you last time. And again, he misses you again. Can you get back to the studio sooner than later?
Jabari, I blame you. I mean, all you have to do is give a brother a call and say, look, this is when I'm going to be here.
Yeah.
And I would have been there.
See, that screen right here, man, looks like some 2020 stuff, man. It looks so far in the future.
That's the real size of his head.
That's right.
That's
right.
No. We're being nice.
See the hairline back? Look, man, I'm about a year away from looking like George Jefferson, but it's all right.
Come on
it's all
home,
right.
man. Yeah. Bring it on home.
Allow me to say, Carrie,
yes.
I'm inclined not to like Jabari because, unfortunately, he went to the school that is my arch rival. Yes. I went to Vanderbilt, and he went to Tennessee, and unfortunately, he kicked our tail every time.
All I can say is you've been nothing but a gentleman. The last time you were here, as well as today, love your demeanor. We're happy to have you here.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here. I love it here, and obviously being with such professionals such as yourself, it's always an opportunity.
I paid him to say that. Well, let's talk about this because there's a game tonight, 8:25 Eastern. Steelers Steelers and Ravens play. Both teams missed the playoffs and are looking to turn things around this season. Both have had some off-the-field distractions. But let's talk about what's going to happen tonight at M&T Bank Stadium. What do you expect, Jabari?
Man, I expect the Ravens to come out ready to play. Adversity is a tremendous motivator in the NFL. You know, when they go through things like this, teams band together. And M&T Bank is a tremendous place to play. The crowd there is ready to get back to some football. I think that anything that happens off the field, as soon as you come on the field and start playing football, it's a great equalizer. So even though it was horrible what happened, I know that these fans are ready to go out there and cheer and get back to some football. So, and you got to think about it. Baltimore Ravens, those guys, they still have Torrey Smith, Joe Flacco, Steve Smith is playing like a beast. He's still jumping over people and stiff-arming DBs.
Beautiful name. Yeah. Beautiful name. Best name in football.
I like the Baltimore Ravens tonight, and this is a big-time rivalry game, so we're going to see some good football tonight.
You like the Ravens in the game?
I do like the Ravens in the game, even though they're going through some adversity right now, and the backfield is going to be switched up. I like young man Justin Forsett. He's been a journeyman for the last 5 years. He's been on 5 different teams, in 7 years. Yeah. And this guy has just been plugging away. He's great in space. He can take it up the middle. Just watch what I say. Watch tonight. Justin Forsett's going to have a big game.
All right, Stephen A., what do you expect tonight?
I expect the Ravens to beat the Steelers tonight because I don't like what I saw from the Steelers once they had a 24-point lead and let the Cleveland Browns erase it and almost win that football game. And to go into Baltimore with the emotions running high, with Peter back in the lineup with Flacco, having Steve Smith still capable of playing the way that he's playing with Torrey Smith and Jacoby Jones and those boys, I just think that it's one of those situations where the defense will be inspired. The Steelers won't be able to run the ball nearly as effectively as they were able to do, at least at some increments, against Cleveland. And I don't think that they're going to be spotted 24 points. I think on a night like tonight, it just appears to be destiny pushing the Ravens forward. Remember, a team that starts 0-2, only 12% of them have made the postseason. So it's something that the Baltimore Ravens recognize they can ill afford to do, to fall into that kind of hole, particularly within the AFC North Division. Big Ben Roethlisberger is going to have a good year. We don't know what is going to happen with Le'Veon Bell and LeGarrette Blount and those boys, but in the end, I just think a night like tonight is ultimately going to work against the Pittsburgh Steelers, not for them. I definitely think that they'll split this year, but because this game is in Baltimore, I think that'll help Baltimore get the edge and they'll win this game.
I agree with what both of you said, but not nearly as strongly as you made the case, especially you, Jabari. You said that adversity can be a great motivator. It can also be a great distraction. How many times have we seen after a game that a team said, our heads just weren't in this game because we had so much going on this week. Now, will it unify or will it split this team because its minds are elsewhere? If one team can get its attention, it would be the Pittsburgh Steelers because of this great rivalry. So now we're back to, let's just do the pure football. Which team is better? The Ravens are a little better than the Steelers to me. And yet the Steelers looked dominant in the first half against the Browns, up 27-3. And then you want to talk about falling apart and going Jekyll Hyde? The Pittsburgh Steelers at home gave up 288 yards in the second half. That they turned Brian Hoyer into Peyton Manning, because he did look like he goes 15 of 20 for 173 in the second half with a touchdown and no interceptions. Pittsburgh Steelers in the second half gave up 121 yards rushing. So even though I'm not sure the Ravens' hearts are completely in this game, I just think they're a whole level better than the Steelers are right now. And I think on defense, they're much better than the Steelers are. My only issue with your prediction was you had the audacity to include Joe Flacco's name as a strength of the Ravens, yes, right? Yes. You threw it in there just like on the fly. And I'm thinking that's a plus or a minus, because to me, again, I'm rooting for them because I picked them to win a wild card. But in their game against Cincinnati, when push came to shove at the end of the game, when they had a chance, they were up 16-15 early in the fourth quarter, and then they lost 23-16, as you know. But Flacco wasn't very good at the end of that game. So do you really trust Joe Flacco?
Oh, I do. I do. You know, I don't know him personally, but I've played against him, and in my experience, this guy throws a touch. He has a touch on a deep ball that's one of the best in the league.
It is.
And you have to keep in mind, they have John Harbaugh. This guy is a good coach. He knows how to put people in position to win. He's a Super Bowl winning coach, and obviously they are going to put themselves, he's going to put themselves in a position to be successful. Now, to your other point, when you were saying that adversity, you don't believe adversity is a good motivator.
It can be a distraction.
It can be a distraction, but being a player, having the adversity that we had with the bounty issue,
yeah,
sure,
knowing that we were only playing for each other when nobody else believed in us, we buckled down, and there's a lot of games in which we just willed our way through. So I understand that adversity can be a distraction in some sense, but I believe the leadership is there for the Baltimore Ravens for it not to be. Once you get in the white lines, that's a great equalizer.
Okay,
that's
but
going to be
the
tonight.
The year after Bountygate, then it took its toll, right?
It took its toll,
yeah,
because we had, I mean, obviously our leadership was gone.
Yeah.
Their leadership is in place.
It is. What leadership is left after
What leadership
Ray,
is left?
you know,
Yes,
right,
yes.
okay.
But Daryl Smith he's a good leader himself, and I know that they have guys in place on the offensive side of the ball that's going to step up and take that role.
Okay, I'm going to go close, high scoring tonight. I'm going to go up to I'm going to say Ravens 30, Pittsburgh 28.
When does that ever happen in this type of game?
They do. They score points. They go up and down.
This is a hard-nosed game. I say 17-14.
Really?
Baltimore Ravens, yes.
Okay.
I agree with that. I think it's going to be somewhere along the line, Skip, of 2017.
Okay.
All right, gentlemen.
We'll see.
We're all on the same page. Jabari, you're hanging out with us throughout the show. You're going
Yes.
to take a break because it was hard work. Was that hard? It was
Not at all.
pretty easy, right?
Better. Yeah,
He didn't even break a
great
sweat.
He didn't break a sweat. Yeah, whatever.
Had
Anyway.
good makeup on his foundation.
We will bring you back in just a few moments, okay? But first, we'll talk about the NFL owner who says if the commissioner is lying, he will lose all the support that he has in the league at this moment.